Unlike a dog who chases a car and doesn't know what to do with it when it gets it, I know exactly what to do. Hi, good morning, and welcome to another episode. So I was watching that's my own language. I was watching my recorded show of yesterday, and I realized as I put in the caption that I do not close the loop on certain topics that I bring up. So I tried to paint you a picture. All the colors are there, but the picture at the end of the conversation doesn't make sense because I haven't tied everything together. So I'll be working on that. One solution is obviously to rather chat to ChatGPT and have it do a script for me. And this is today's video. I'll be reading the script, and I would then like to get your feedback on which of the two styles of video appeals to you more. Okay, let's get started. Also, I have only done half the information, or given ChatGPT half the information. So this episode will be essentially only half of the information of the podcast show of yesterday. Great, are you still with me? Are you following along? Lekker, soos 'n cracker. Let me... No, this will have to be here, and this will have to be here, I think. Yeah, that's better. Okay. The Stepping Stone Podcast. Market the person, not the product. Essentially, yeah, that's what this is about. Have you ever had one of those moments where it feels like a locked room in your mind suddenly opens? That's been happening to me a lot lately. The only way I can describe it is that it's as if my mind is filled with doors that have been locked for years. Then, suddenly, someone hands me the master key. One by one, those doors are opening. And behind every single one is a new way of seeing life. A higher level of awareness. A higher vibration. A few nights ago, another door opened. I turned to my wife and said something that surprised even me. I've been marketing the wrong thing. For 15 years, I've been marketing Cafe Mambo. The venue, the food, the packages, the entertainment, the experience. And don't get me wrong, I love what I've built, what we've built. But I realized I've been hiding the most valuable part of the business. Me. Moi. For the past year, I've had this thought playing over and over in my mind. The brand is me. The brand is me. I didn't fully understand what it meant until that night. Then one question hit me. What do I actually want to be known for? That's actually a real question that came to my mind. Immediately, a movie scene popped into my head. There's a comedy, excuse me, there's a comedy where one friend believes so much in another that he borrows money just to buy billboards advertising his friend's real estate business. What is that movie's name again? It's with Paul Rudd and Jason something. Anyway, we'll get to it. That scene has always stuck with me though, because it wasn't about the billboards, it was about belief. It was about saying, I believe in you so much that I'm willing to put my own name and money behind yours. Well, borrowed money in the case of the movie. And suddenly my answer became crystal clear. I don't want to be known as the owner of Cafe Mambo. I want to be known as the guy you can call when you want an unforgettable experience or event. Need a party? Call Heff. You need entertainment? Call Heff. You need someone who genuinely cares about making your celebration unforgettable? Call Heff. Just on a side note, I remember we hosted a church function at one of our venues quite possibly 4 or 5 years ago. And I bumped into an old friend from the 90s. We would see each other quite often in the 90s. And she was chatting to my wife and saying how we know one another. But there was one specific sentence that stuck with me. She said, Heinrich was always the person you could go to when you were in need or in trouble or needed assistance with something. He was the go-to guy. He was the resourceful guy, the guy that could make things happen. And that's evidently very true if you look at the business that I'm in and have been in for 16 years. Anyhow, what I want my name to represent is exactly that. The go-to guy when it comes to all things event, celebration, so on and so forth. But the realization went even deeper than branding. I said to my wife, I don't just want clients. I want people to know me before they buy from me. I want them to understand what I stand for, what principles guide me, how I treat people, how hard I work, what integrity means to me, how I raise my daughter, how I run my business, how I spend the money they trust me with. Because once people know those things, the business becomes the easy part. The quote, the invoice, the deposit, the paperwork, that's all just administration. The real decision happened long before that. It happened when someone looked at my story and said, I trust this person. I've always believed we should become more conscious about where we spend our money. Most people buy from brands. I think we should buy from people. Think about it. You could unknowingly support businesses whose owners stand for things you'd never agree with. Your money isn't just buying a product. It's funding someone's future. It's helping someone build something. The question is, whose dream are you helping build? Years ago, when businesses were family owned, you often knew exactly who you were supporting. Today, we hide behind logos, behind marketing, behind polished websites. But who's actually behind the company? What do they believe? What are they building? What kind of legacy are they leaving? Those questions should matter, and they do matter to me. So when someone chooses Cafe Mambo, I don't want them choosing us simply because we have a nice venue. I want them choosing us because they know who I am. They know I'm reinvesting into my business. They know I'm building something for my family. They know I'm trying to create opportunities for other people. They know what I stand for. And when people connect with that, price becomes secondary. It stops being about whether something cost 1,000 Rand or 100,000 Rand. It becomes, I want to support this person. That's another beautiful thought that came to me. Maybe someone who's further ahead in life will watch my journey. Maybe they'll see a younger version of themselves in me. Maybe they'll remember what it felt like when they were trying to build something from nothing. Maybe they'll think, I wish someone believed in me back then. And now they get the opportunity to become that person for somebody else. I think that's one of the most beautiful forms of healing. Sometimes we heal our own past by becoming the person we needed when we were younger. That's very true. That's a principle I apply to my daughter and in my parenting. Yes, the investment is going into someone else's business. But emotionally, it's also an investment into a younger or into the younger version of ourselves. That's what makes business so much more than transactional. Business is belief. Business is trust. Business is shared values. Business is people choosing people. That's what I shared with my wife that evening. And then, the very next day, I got a phone call. A phone call that completely confirmed everything I just realized. Stay tuned to the next episode for that phone call. Ciao.